Today on Johnson's Garage, we get this thing ready for the new transmission. So, what I want to get out of here, since we have an impact gun, I'm going to get this flex plate unbolted, and then I want to get this plate out of here. You see this backing plate? I'm going to get it out, and then I'm going to place the manual transmission one on here. Funny little side note, I was under here last night having a beer, and I was just poking at stuff, and this wiggled. I was like, oh, please don't tell me that's messed up. I've spent enough money already, and this is gonna be like $200 to get new O2 sensors. This guy here was loose. Like, I just turned it by hand and it came undone. I was like, seriously? And this one too. They were both loose. So I tightened them both up, and I'm not getting any codes for them, so and it's possible they were replaced at one point or another. Gotta be a complete nightmare trying to change these up here. I've never had to do that on an Explorer. One of the things I want to do is I want to take this lip and actually bend it back, especially right here. If I can bend it back, it'll give me a little bit more room to get the transmission up, because if I can go up like just a quarter of an inch or even an eighth of an inch, it will allow me to get it up in here, and then I can tilt it up and mount it up, and we can leave this exhaust in. This stuff's not coming out, and I'm actually worried because I don't have a hot enough doohickey. I don't want to snap these bolts up because I do not want to deal with that. So we're just going to fight this. It's already fighting me, so why not fight it some more, right? And then this guy here, this is the wiring harness off the automatic. I want to find out which one's the reverse wire. You know, I'm going to get my pigtail for the reverse switch and see if one of these is the same. Well, I feel like that should give me a lot of room to get the transmission up in there. I'm trying not to damage it too much. Yeah, you won't notice. I did notice when we did the last junkyard video, getting the 5-speed, if you looked right here on the floor of that Explorer, this was hammered in, and I was trying to figure out why. Because I had just enough room to get my wrench and everything in there, and then did the rest up top. So I'm trying to figure out why this was hammered back. Like I didn't have to do that to mine, but yeah, that should give me some more room. It's a 17 millimeter. That's our little spacer. It's got a piece taken out of it. I don't remember the manual having a spacer for the clutch. So I think the flywheel just bolted right up in there. Yeah. Main seal is not really leaking. This would be a great time to replace the main seal, but I'm going to leave it alone. Auto. I'm going to wipe down the manual one, wipe all of the surfaces down here with a clean rag, and then get the manual plate put up in there. Alright, I got our separator plate cleaned up. And then I'm just gonna wipe that off. We don't want any dirt in between these surfaces. You want it to be, your clutch has to run absolutely true, or else what will happen is if it doesn't, it will actually eat the center out of it and it won't run smooth. Our new plate. It's actually put it up in there on backward. There we go. These bolt cutters are nice. I haven't really used them until, well, right now. I just cut this right off the firewall. I'm gonna leave that end in there. There's a little boss that sticks out of the firewall. I'm gonna leave that because I don't really have anything to plug that up with. So that'll just be a reminder that this used to be an Auto Tragic. So this is another thing. This is another thing for the garbage pile. Oh, I need to get that started. That starter needs to come out because that's going to go back as a core. There's a $22 core on that. Gotcha. Bye-bye. That'll just stay just like that. I'm feeling pretty good. I'm gonna feel a lot better when we have a 5-speed in here though. So I figured out the wiring. You know, trying to check continuity on the Prindle switch for the transmission, I was only getting, let's see, every time I would touch this upper left terminal and then ground out the voltmeter, it would send continuity, or it would make a connection. That one would make a connection when I had put it in reverse, but it would go away when put it in any other gear. But now, I've taken, now that I couldn't see down there, so I had to come up here and try and figure out the color coding. So we've got like a purple with an orange, and then you got black with like a pink or purple. And I found pretty much the same color here, so just snip that off. And then got the battery hooked up. I'll touch that. And look at that. I got reverse lights. So I'm gonna get my soldering kit and solder this together, and then we'll be done there. We know that these two are reverse. Then we have these two here, the pink, the red, light blue. These are, when they're hooked together, they will actually bypass the whole safety switch. So check it out. These two here, disconnected. I'll try and start it. You just hear the clicking under the dash. But then, those two together, it starts firing the other solenoid. This starter's not grounded out, so it's not gonna go. But there. So I'm gonna solder those two together. But first I'm gonna disconnect the battery. But I'll solder those two together and heat shrink them. And then this one here, I'm gonna cut off here, put a piece of heat shrink over it, and we're just gonna tape them up and get them out of the way. I don't think we're gonna need this. These are the four that we really need right now. So we're able to activate reverse lights, and then we're able to have a bypass in the neutral safety switch. Alright. This helping hand is, well, it's a helping hand. It's really nice. Got the reverse switch wired up. We have the neutral safety switch bypassed. So those two wires are connected together. So now we'll be able to start it without having any problems. Alright. Taped everything else up and out of the way. We've got, this is all taped up and secure. So all we gotta do is when we put the transmission in, just go click. And then I think there's a couple of bosses on the transmission that we can zip tie this to so it's not rattling around too much. And that way it'll be all tied into the transmission and drivetrain. That way it's not getting tugged on or wiggle loose or stressed out, that kind of stuff. So yeah, when the parts come, we'll get the transmission set up with the slave cylinder. We're gonna get clutch and flywheel put in, and then the master cylinder's got to go into the firewall and hooked up to the clutch pedal. When the parts get here, we'll continue on. Alright guys, it's Christmas time. Not really. Our parts from the interwebs have showed up for the Explorer. I'm still waiting on one. There's one from Amazon, but it's not coming in until tomorrow, I don't think. But I hope it comes in tomorrow because it's like the final piece, like to even put the transmission in. So this one's from LMC Truck. Let's see what it could possibly be in here. I actually have my knife this time. What do we got in here? We have some of this and a bag of stuff. So when I did the 5-speed swap on my 82 F-150, I bought a shifter knob from LMC Truck, and in fact this is the same exact one that I bought. It's kind of a universal shift knob. What I like about it is that it's a really nice press fit, and what I did with my last shifter for the truck is I took a heat gun to this and I heated this up, got it nice and warm, and then on the stick itself, after I cleaned it with alcohol, and actually I think I used brake cleaner. I made sure it was very clean, very dry, and then what I went ahead and did was took red Loctite and I just goobered that thing up, and I took this shifter, I got it how I wanted it in the truck, and I went ka-tunk, 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 rubber mallet. Hey, get out of here, come on, get rubber mallet, she ain't going nowhere. We also got new pedal pads for the Explorer as well. I got brand new pedal pads for brake and clutch, and then I also have a new parking brake pad, because the one that's on there is completely ruined. And then what was this? Oh, I'm a little irritated with LMC Truck because they don't actually sell, probably not their fault, they don't sell the replacement lens for the third brake light, so I'm going to have to try and find one somewhere else. But I threw this randomly into the shopping cart. It's a gasket for that, so that's something we can throw in inventory, and this is just my receipt. Okay, now this one. This is from Advanced Auto Parts. I bought online with them because if you do, they had a little perk thing. If you bought online, you could get up to 50% off. And I had a pretty good size order. This is about $420 worth of stuff here. One item is a core, so I gotta figure out where I can take that to. I wonder if I could just take it to the store. Like if I have my receipt, I can just be like, here you go, because I got the core right now and it's $22. I would love to have back in my pocket. This is something Clutch Hydraulics. If I have to pay to ship it back, then there's no point in shipping the core back. I might as well just keep it for inventory. Because the starter that was in the Explorer for the automatic. That was actually a decent looking starter. So I may actually keep that for inventory because I have another friend who has a 94 Explorer automatic, and if their starter goes out, I could just lend them that one or just give it to them. Okay, so this is our master cylinder, and we got a new line for the reservoir. Okay, this should be our slave cylinder. This is something I can actually put on the transmission now. What else we got in here? Oh, we got the metal clutch line removal tool. And this is the new guy. All metal. Nice. What you doing, cat? So that's ready to go on. Ow! She's like, you're spending too much money, fucker. You're supposed to spend money on me. Oh, how do I open this? There, and that'll give her something to play with. Nice. I'll make sure this fits the bell housing on the transmission and lines up and everything, but that's our starter for a manual transmission. Oh, it's kind of a dainty little clutch, but she'll do. And we got 373s in the Explorer. We're gonna be just fine. This is like a 9-inch clutch. The one in my truck is an 11-inch. I would like to have had a 10 or 11, but this is what we got. Nice. Flywheel side, so that goes in that way, and then this goes towards your pusher plate. We've got an alignment tool. You know what's nice about having my own place is I can do this. I can set parts on my couch and not have anyone freak out. And we got some soy sauce and a bushing for the flywheel. Those are our parts. Let's get busy.